Hello my lovelies, welcome again to my channel, and it's so nice to have you. It's been almost a week since I posted any video because I wasn't feeling too good. I had a problem with my eye, but I'm happy that I'm better now. I practically could not see with this eye. I'm happy that I'm back to share with you some important tips about living in Ghana as a foreigner. So pardon me if you see me touching my nose like this or sniffing. I'm still trying to get back into, get back to my usual self. Okay, so welcome again. Today we're just going to be talking about safest places to live in Ghana. And at the end of the video, I'll make another one about the unsafest places to live in Ghana. And as always, it's not because anyone told me, but because I went myself directly and did house hunting. So while I was on my house hunting trips, I found out a few places. I really went around, like some of you have watched my video about Koforidua. So I've been to major places around Ghana while I was house hunting. So I've been to so many places. I've been to Kaswa, I've been to Ablekuma, I've been to Ashaima, I've been to Dansuma. I've been to a lot of places on this house hunting trip as a foreigner looking for accommodation in Ghana. Affordable accommodation, I must say. So what you have to know is that Ghana is like every other part of the world. There are certain parts of countries that are not very safe, and there are places that are relatively safe, okay, and that foreigners can live in and are comfortable without having to fear for their life or whatever. So Ghana has also boasted of being one of the safest havens, safest countries in Africa. This is a fact, okay, and this is a fact. Ghana has done very well in terms of security. I'm going to be giving you four towns or cities in Accra that are okay for you to live in with your family or friends or whatever. The first is Roman Ridge. Roman Ridge is in Accra, Ghana, and it's a place that houses, expatriates and high commissions, and a lot of foreigners live in Roman Ridge. It's quite good. It has the Nigerian embassy there, and it has the Indian embassy, and it's quite safe. Is cosmopolitan. Okay, so that's one. The second place to live is Cantonment. Cantonment is actually very good. Cantonment is also it also borders around the La and Labadi. So Cantonment is also good. It's also around the area where they have the Osu. But Cantonment is upscale, elite living. It's like a suburb, so it's very nice. It's very okay. It's got beautiful houses, beautiful scenery, just like this one. It's got beautiful scenery and it's also far from the beach, okay? And it's got companies, so there are lots of companies, international companies that are there, and expatriates enjoy living in Cantonment. Cantonment is also very close to Labone. Labone is also another place that is very upscale, very bougie, as it were. It's very nice as well for foreigners to live in. It boasts of being one of the safest places in Accra, and for the right reasons, okay, because there's good security there. The police stations there are high tech, well taken, good facility, well taken care of, and they're always on standby, and the place is neat. It's also housing, if you though this is a residential area, but it's not far from major international companies that are in Ghana. Okay, so that's Labone. And around this area we also have the La Trade Fair. Okay, La Trade Fair is also very okay. La Trade Fair is the area not too far from the Zenith University College, down the other way towards the beach. It's okay, all right, it's safe. I'm not talking about the beach itself, okay? The accommodations in the beach itself or around the beachy area of Labadi Beach are quite old, and lots of just squatters all over the place. So that's not the area I'm talking about. I'm talking about the area behind the Zenith University, the area forward. You make a turning after Zenith University, like you're coming back to Zenith University. There are lots of new apartments, new estates that are springing up just behind there, close to the beach, and it's so beautiful. They are upscale, so you can get accommodation there, and you're sure of your safety, okay? So this is one other area. Another area, which is the fifth I'm going to mention, is the airport residential area. Like you know, many expatriates and many foreigners like to stay close to the airport. So the airport is there. The residential area is upscale, is high income people who live there, and it's safe, very safe, and it's actually very serene and beautiful. So people like to live there. But you have to take note that these places are for high earners because it's quite expensive. Then again, we'll have people who live there because they want the comfort, they want the safety, they want proximity to shopping malls and social living. So these are my 5 top places to live. And in addition, I'm just going to bring in Spintex. Okay, Spintex also houses beautiful accommodation. It also houses expatriates and foreigners because like an industrial area, so it's getting a lot of attraction and lots of foreigners, and it's a bit safe. Okay, so the places like Manette Garden, down Coca-Cola, a few there, there are places that are quite safe in Spintex, and I would give it to that. I would give Spintex that, and accommodation is not too expensive. It's relatively affordable. So I just added Spintex there. So if you don't want to stay in Accra, okay, so that's main Accra. It's quite confusing because sometimes you hear them say Accra and then there's Accra. I always ask that question, like, what are you separating it? It should just be what it is. But then there's a reason, okay? So if you don't want to live in Accra itself, you want to stay a bit on the outskirts, you don't want the hustle and bustle of, cosmopolitan city, there are also other places that you can try. So my first on the list is Tema. Tema is okay. Tema is buzzing. Tema is the place for social living, and it's a bit cosmopolitan. It's referred to as the harbor point of Ghana. So it's beautiful. It's quite okay, all right, in terms of the word. So it also has relatively affordable living as well. One of the cons for Tema is that it can be expensive for certain people, and transportation is not the best. Parking is an issue, but it's okay, all right. So Tema is also good for those who want to move away from Accra main city. And then there's Cape Coast. So for the people who love the nomad living and just want to enjoy nature, you just want to enjoy historic sites, you want to take in history, you love fishing, so Cape Coast is where to go. Okay, Cape Coast is good for nomad living, like I said, and it's all right. It's got a lot of history to it, so Cape Coast is fine as well. And then there is Koforidua. I can't talk enough about Koforidua. So if you want to move away from, too much of the urban living, from combustion and all the noise, you're not so much of a socialite. It's also called Kedua. Okay, so Koforidua is also another place for you to consider moving to, okay, and living. Koforidua is majorly a trader's zone, and but for me, like I said in my previous video, Koforidua is good for investors, and they're happy to have you. So that's Koforidua. Another place that I think is relatively okay is Takoradi. Takoradi is not the crime rate in Takoradi is not much. So I'm going to add it as one of the safest places to live in Ghana. Takoradi is okay as well. Trust me, there are lots of places in Ghana that are not very safe, as in other parts of the world. Okay, so my next video, I'm going to talk about the places that are not very safe, the safest cities in Ghana. Okay, so good living necessarily doesn't cost money, but you just need to know where good living is. And the yardstick I'm using for selecting this 7 to 8 towns in Ghana is that there's low crime rate, low burglary, there's low murder, there's low harassment, there's low theft, there's low intimidation, there's low crime. Okay, these are my yardstick. There's low kidnapping, there's low murder and all that stuff. This is my yardstick for choosing these areas as my top 7 to 8 safest cities in Ghana. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a short one, and I hope to see you in my next video, where I'll be sharing about the unsafest places to live in Ghana, especially as a foreigner. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe. Thank you very much. Mwah.